Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today's video I'm here to give you my pre-match thoughts going into the Coventry versus Luton Town game. Before I do, drop a like on today's video. Can we hit a like target of 120 likes? It makes the video perform better on YouTube. Comment below also your pre-match thoughts, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. So, games don't get easier for Luton. You may think Coventry, yes, they're below us in the championship table. This should be an easy game. No, it's definitely not. Coventry are a team that is desperate for wins. And as they've just had an away game against QPR, they will be in desperate need to try and get 3 points at home against us. And also this game has a little bit to it. Last time we played Coventry was this beautiful playoff final right here, so they're gonna want revenge. They're gonna want to try and get a win over us. Over the last, I say 10 times we've played against Coventry, they've always been tight games. There's always goals in it, there's always entertainment value there. So that's why I like going as a fan to Coventry to watch us play, because I know I'm going to get a really good game of football. Mark Robins, for whatever's happened this season, it hasn't quite clicked, has it, in terms of getting results. And it's been a regular theme for Coventry. Now, from what I've seen from Coventry, now I haven't watched every minute, I'm not going to become an expert. I have watched the Tottenham game, which was in the Cup, and then I also watched the second half versus the QPR midweek. And I just felt, attacking wise, it just wasn't clicking. And what happens is, when that happens, when things don't click up top, and it's happened to Luton this season, when a team then has an opportunity against you, that goes in. It feels like every chance another team gets goes in when you don't take your chances. And I feel like Coventry are going through that period now. Can they make a change? Can form turn around? I really hope so, because I do like Mark Robins. I think he's done a fantastic job at Coventry. I believe he deserves the opportunity of a full season because of what he's done every year. Now, I know last season at Coventry it wasn't amazing in terms of league results, but you did have that cup run. And then the year prior got to the playoff final. The year prior you improved in the league. You know, I feel like he's always making that steady improvement. Now, he may not make that steady improvement this year, but I do believe he deserves the opportunity to try and turn it around. But in regards to turning things around, from speaking to a few Coventry fans, it looks like Mark Robins has probably tried to change too much. And he may actually need to resort back to a basic formula. And then from then on, Coventry may get results. A bit like what Luton have done recently. Literally 2 games ago, we did this. We went back to basics. We stripped it back down. And we thought, let's not overcomplicate this and play to what we can do. And we ended up beating Watford 3-0. We put in a good performance against Sunderland. And we're hoping that we put in another good performance against Coventry. That's what I think Coventry needs to do. Of course, I would like them to do that after they played Luton and we can walk away with the 3 points. But they may start against us, and we need to be fully prepared for that, because they do have some very good players, some players that can cause us all sorts of problems. And they do get opportunities, believe it or not. It may not be clicking up top, but it doesn't matter. You can't be gifting teams opportunities. And if we defend how well we've defended, I believe, in the last 2 games, I think we can walk away with a positive result. We have to match the work ethic that we did in our last 2 games. We do that, we walk away with something positive. Now, there is a few question marks over certain personnel within this team. One personnel is Chong. Now, I mentioned this in my video that Chong hasn't really been performing, and unfortunately at Luton, because of our injury crisis in defence, we're quite limited to what we can actually do in attack, because there's a lot of question marks over the number 10 role which we've currently got. Because we play with Morris and Elijah Adebayo as the 2 strikers with Chong in behind. And I really like that combination, because what happens is we go long to Morris and Elijah, they try and win the header, or we battle for the second ball, but Chong is around that area to pick up the loose ball and run at defences. We don't really have a player like that within the team that can actually pick up the ball and run at defences. The other player that can potentially do that is Victor Moses, but at the moment he's playing as a right wing back, which makes him a little bit limited to running at defences, because he's got to defend as his first priority, whereas Chong is attack. on his first priority. So without being able to change Chong for Moses, we're quite limited to what we can actually do in terms of going forward. Because who do you replace Chong with? Do you put Woodrow in, who's a kind of like a different type of player altogether, very technical? Or do you put Jacob Brown in? Can Jacob Brown work as a trio between Elijah, Morris and himself? Do you put Joe Taylor in? Probably not going to see Joe Taylor because he doesn't look like he's getting favoured at all, really. Do you put Zach Nelson in? Is he ready, Zach Nelson? Is he just too similar to Woodrow? So there's lots of question marks there. Normally I would say Shannon Baptiste, but for some weird reason he's injured again. So he's another one that cannot play, which is quite frustrating. So we're quite limited to what we can do in terms of being creative in that midfield. So do we keep with Chong despite his underperforming performances, or do we change it but then risk the chance of being a little bit too predictable going forward? Because like I say, look, Chong, I think on his day is uncontrollable. I don't think many defenders will hate defending against players like Chong, because Chong wins a lot of fouls, and that's another thing that Chong brings to Luton. When he wins a lot of fouls in the attacking half, it allows people like Alfie to put decent balls into the box. It gives us an opportunity, an attacking threat from set pieces. We know how dangerous we like to be from crosses and set pieces. Chong is a major part of that because he wins the first foul in the first place. So look, there's a few question marks there. I do think someone like Nakamba may come in. I'm a bit question marks over Jordan Clark, and the reason why I'm saying that is because I thought he had an absolute terrible game against Sunderland. I thought his involvement in the offside goal and his defending in the Sunderland goal was not good at all, really. And I know Chong didn't have the best of games, but Clark also didn't have the best of games as well. So look, there's a few question marks in terms of personnel. I don't know who's available. I'm recording this video before the press conference, so fingers crossed that everyone who played against Sunderland midweek is going to be available for this game against Coventry on Saturday. But look, 2 days recovery. Are we going to make lots of changes? That's up to Edwards, but I hope if we do make the changes, one, we don't become one-dimensional, because when Chong did come off against Sunderland, I felt we did. And number two, we need to probably freshen up a little bit, because can the players work at that intensity over the 90 minutes against Coventry after only having 2 days off? I don't think they can. So yeah, I think changes will definitely be needed. We've got a good record against Coventry in the last couple of years. I've obviously certainly enjoyed it, and I am looking forward to this game. Elijah is off and running for the season. Morris is performing extremely well. You've got the likes of Tom Holmes and McGuinness, two new defenders for us that are now looking like they've found their feet at the football club and performing really well defensively. Hopefully the likes of Hashi can then also put his performances up. And yeah, in terms of our set pieces, our crosses into the box, I hope we add a little bit more consistency with those crosses, with those set pieces, and a little bit of quality, because that's what I felt was missing against Sunderland. It seems like our balls just get floated in, not with any real conviction, and it's very easy to defend against at times. I felt we should have made that Sunderland defence a little bit troubled a lot more, but we never really did that. So hopefully when I walk away from Coventry, you know, at 4 o'clock or whatever time it will be on Saturday, I'm walking away thinking, yes, we did test the Coventry goalkeeper, we made him work, and you know, we tried our best to get a good result. So that's what I really want. My score prediction, I'm hoping for a win. I really want us to try and get these 2 points per game now. So if we win against Coventry straight away, that's 3 games, 6 points, 2 points per game. That's exactly what we need. So look, I really hope we walk away. I'm going to go with a 2-1 away win. Fingers crossed, get a result, and yeah, it make us a very happy Luton fans definitely for the week until we next play West Brom, which is on a Friday night. So yeah, those are my thoughts on this upcoming game against Coventry. Let me know what you think. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and yeah, I'll see you all in my match reaction after the game against Cov.